First caller, Laura from East Dulwich.
Oh, hello, Mr. Clegg.
Hi.
Hi. I'm just wondering why the coalition is discriminating against mothers like me who care for their children at home with the latest announcement.
Laura, I can hear one of your children in the background, by the way.
Yes, I know. You probably think what I do is a worthless job.
No, absolutely not.
This is in the light, of course, of the money being, just so to remind listeners, the money being made available for, oh, God bless him or her. What's the little one's name, Laura?
Matthew, and I've a 3-year-old Annabelle.
Matthew and Annabelle, the mums who get out and go to work can qualify for tax breaks. Stay-at-home mums cannot. Back to Nick Clegg.
Yeah, sure.
Clegg.
Well, first thing to say, Laura, is like everybody, I massively admire your choice, and you should be entirely free and proud of the choices that you make in your own life to look after your own children in the way that you want. And I hope no politician would ever seek to judge you for that or
Why doesn't she get the money then?
Well, can I just explain?
Go on.
This is all about what we can do in government to give people the greatest choice that they want and they need in their own lives. So, Laura, you benefit, as you I hope know already, from 15 hours of free preschool childcare support. 15 hours of that to all 3- and 4-year-olds, we're giving to all families, regardless of whether parents work or not. From this September, there'll be thousands and thousands of parents, again, whether they work or not, who will receive, for the first time ever, if they come from low-income families, 15 hours free, government-funded preschool support for their 2-year-olds. That's never happened before. What we announced this week is, if you like, filling in the gaps. And what we're saying is there are, and I'm sure, Laura, you must have neighbours or friends in East Dulwich. I don't live too far away from you, and I certainly meet people like this in my neck of the woods where I live in southwest London who would like to work. So that's the choice that they would like to take, but they can't because childcare costs are so high. So what this week's announcement was all about making sure that if you are a parent, a mum, a dad who wants to work, but you simply don't think it's worth it because of high childcare costs, you're given some support in doing so.
Laura, your response?
Well, Mr. Clegg, just first of all about this issue about choice and judgment. Child benefit was a fair way of recognising everybody's legitimate choice, either to work outside the home or to work inside the home. You've essentially abolished that for families like me and replaced it in some way with this, which applies only to mums who go out to work. And I've absolutely no problem with mums who want to do that. There are plenty of my neighbours who do that, and I support them fully. But they also recognise that I do a difficult job at home, and by taking away our child benefit and not replacing it with anything, you are clearly discriminating against us. And then secondly, in relation to the 15 hours free childcare or the free early years education, which I knew you would say, that doesn't just help stay-at-home moms. That's, as you know, a universal educational provision that's for the children, not for the parents. That's like saying that free primary education helps stay-at-home moms or free secondary education helps stay-at-home moms. There's absolutely no provision now within the tax system to help families like myself. And our family is no doubt a net contributor to the exchequer, and it's not the case that other people will be subsidising.
So I've got to move you to just wrap up with a final question. Laura, I'm terribly sorry. It's Nick Variety speaking. Just to sort of move to a final point, because I've got so many people who want to speak to the Deputy Prime Minister. Just a final response to Mr. Clegg, if you would, Laura.
Well, I just feel that this provision is to bump up the GDP numbers, because if I was looking after somebody else's children, that would count as the GDP numbers, which is all that I think the Treasury cares about. They know the price of everything and the value of nothing.
Quick sentence, if you would, Nick
Laura,
Clegg.
you obviously feel very strongly about this. I'm sorry that if you feel... I don't think it's right to say that you're being discriminated against. I think what we've always been open about the fact that the specific announcement that the Prime Minister and I made on Tuesday was about helping those parents who want to work but at the moment are inhibited from doing so because of high childcare costs, giving them some help. And as you know, as you saw in the budget yesterday, there is a bunch of other things that we've announced which I hope will help your family. I don't know whether you've got a husband or a partner who's in work, but we're obviously cutting taxes for all basic rate taxpayers by raising the point at which you start paying income tax to £10,000. We're making sure that it's easier to pay the way by cutting petrol taxes, beer duties, and so on. I mean, there are a number of other things that we're doing trying to get the housing market moving, which help all families. Okay. But I do accept quite openly that the specific measure that we announced on Tuesday is about giving those parents who want to, and I couldn't agree with you more, Laura. I'm not in a The last thing I want to do is judge anybody about choices they make in their own lives, about how they raise their own families. What I do think the government has a role is to make sure that people are as free as possible to make those choices, and that's what that announcement was about on Tuesday.